season with Mansfield Christian, trying to continue their bright burn against Mount Vernon. It's coming up on our Tuesday night soccer showcase, streaming live and free exclusively on the OH Report, and it's all on the way next.
Is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Need to catch up on some action? Check out the Friday Night Pigskin featuring all of the football highlights from the area at 11:30 every Friday on the OH Report.
Good evening and welcome back to Comstock Field, where Mansfield Christian and Mount Vernon are all set to tango in some ladies soccer, coming at you live and free right here and now. I'm Brian Skrosky, got Garrett Parlett with me here this evening. This is the Park National Bank pregame, and I think we've got kind of a fun matchup here. We're looking at 6 straight seasons that these two teams are going to be playing each other, so there's some familiarity, obviously a little bit of a rivalry brewing here.
And out of conference one too, so it's always kind of cool to come in here and see what these two teams can do when they stack up against each other. Mansfield Christian has dominated the series the past couple of years, and both starts the year for both squads really up and down. So I guess one team's going to come out here with a win. We'll see which one's able to do so in a sec.
You talked about the up and down start for Mansfield Christian. Nice bounce back win after a really rough opening night.
Yeah, they weren't able to get it done against Ontario, and I know Ontario last year was kind of the talk of the town, but this year we really didn't know what to expect. They got a couple freshmen out there that were able to step up and really knock off Mansfield Christian. That one really was never close, 13-1 with a win over them. But they bounced back against Plymouth and were able to put up a 9 spot on them, so they won that one 9-0. And then we talked about Mansfield Christian and Mount Vernon the past couple years. They beat them last year, the most recent try, 2-1.
Let's dive into our player spotlight tonight for Mansfield Christian. Go with the goalkeeper, Abby Heininger. She's kind of been tested like a wonderlick here through 2 weeks, G. How many saves have you ever seen through 2 games quite like this? I don't know that I really have.
Yeah, when I read the stat, Brian, I was kind of blown away. I was like, 22 saves for 2 games. That's got to be fake. I don't know if that's real, but it is true. Fact checked it. So 22 saves through 2 games, 11 per game. So she's getting it done back to the goalkeeper spot, Brian.
And they're going to need her to come up big here tonight, of course, no question about it. She's been solid in between the pipes so far, got tested a lot, so we'll see what she's able to bring to the equation against the Mount Vernon team that has not had much success here against Mansfield Christian since they started playing, G-Man.
And you got to think that most of those saves, Brian, came against Ontario and a team that still put up 13 against them. Pleasant was kept shut out, so most of those saves still coming in just game 1, so a lot of room to grow for these Mansfield Christian Lady Flames. And Mount Vernon coming in here on the road, trying to play spoiler here and beat them on the home field.
Take a quick timeout, step aside as we honor the greatest country in the world with the playing of our national anthem, Star Spangled Banner. All right, so we are all set for ladies soccer action here at Comstock Field, Mansfield Christian. Looking to beat Mount Vernon for the 6th straight time, Gene. You look at the size of these two schools. Obviously, Mansfield Christian a little bit better pedigree on the turf, but Mount Vernon a much bigger school. So I was a little surprised, actually, to learn that this is a lopsided affair in favor of the Lady Flames.
Yeah, the Lady Flames has pretty much turned into a lady soccer powerhouse, to be honest, here, Brian. The last couple of seasons, I don't think they've lost, or excuse me, I don't think they've had a losing season since 2015, and they've been in double-digit wins since 2016. So they've been able to keep up their winning ways here down at Mansfield Christian, and they've been able to knock off Mount Vernon the past 6 times they've played them. Well, this would be the 6th if they're able to do so here tonight, but that was a kind of a shaky stat that I read that, you know, Mansfield Christian has been owning this matchup throughout recent history.
So you look at the team spotlight presented by Park National Bank. 4 players with multiple goals so far on the season for Mansfield Christian, who just 2 matches in the books, but putting up 5 goals per match. And all winning seasons, as you alluded to, since 2015. So they've really had a lot of good things going here. Our keys tonight for Mansfield Christian, brought to you by Park National Bank. I'll start first. How about Little equaling a lot? And that, of course, is a play on Abby Little. 3 goals so far this season. She leads the squad. That's the girl that they got to be looking to in the middle of the field to try to wreak some havoc when they get into the attacking third and pepper some shots, at least if not on net, trying to set up some teammates to do so.
Yeah, and she's a heck of a player, Brian. I've seen her a couple times last year when I covered Mansfield Christian, and she was able to really will the team to a couple wins, and now being the senior leader. And she has 3 goals this season so far, but not only Little too, but I think they got to be able to believe in Heinecker, our other another key of the game. You know, eyes forward. Let's worry about the offense. We'll let Heinecker and the defense really lean on her at the goalkeeper spot. But they also got a couple other girls that can score. You know, the Rock too. Bear has 2 goals. Raider has 2, and Barry also has 2 goals. So they got a couple girls that they can set up to get their offense going, and they're going to need it here tonight if they want to play a team in here in Mount Vernon that's going to come in here and try to upset them.
Let's talk about the Yellow Jackets and what we feel like they need to do to get a W on the road. Here's their keys to victory. Just why not you? You know, that's always the saying that I've kind of modeled my whole life after, to be honest, since I was in about high school. It's just, you know, why not us? Anytime that I'm grabbing a scratch ticket or I'm heading out for some basketball against the neighbor kids or something, why not me winning? Same situation for them. A little bit bigger stakes, of course, with a varsity W up for grabs. And then also, I think just the width of the field out here, if they can work it side to side, try to get it to the wings, back to the middle, and then utilize the entire width of the field, I think you can have some different gaps that you can attack against this Mansfield Christian defense. So utilize every single square inch out here, and then believe in yourself, because why not you? Why not tonight?
Why not Mount Vernon, Brian? Why not them? Why can't they come in here and upset the Lady Flames here on their home turf? You know, it's really the opening week of soccer here this week and the past week, so still a lot of fresh things and new things that some of these teams are learning, and Mount Vernon might be able to come in here and shock them on the road, especially just now with the first couple weeks of soccer under our belt.
Here's the starting lineups presented by Park National Bank. Good mixture for Mansfield Christian of veterans that have been around, played quite a few years at the varsity level, mixed in with some youngsters trying to still stake their claim for their spot, create a legacy. And for Mount Vernon, a little bit of the same. They've got an older group here at the varsity level. A lot of seniors out there, including 3 captains in Summerfield, Miller, and Conway. So as we're underway, it's Mansfield Christian looking to work it through the wing. That ball's going to zip by. Here's Mara Berry trying to get a nice cross off. Didn't have a whole lot of pace there. So over the touchline, it'll be out of bounds. And a goal kick coming up for Mount Vernon.
Early offense here for Mansfield Christian. Pushing it deep into Mount Vernon territory right there. Not able to capitalize with Barry, but he's giving herself a chance there to try to set something up. Not able to do so.
Jackets keep the ball in bounds. No through ball that time. McFadden able to get in the way. And now here comes Little. She's got excellent speed, nice ball skills. Got a one-on-one. Goes inside, leaves it off in the middle. Big shot deflected. And the Jackets able to clear for now.
So already here early, Mansfield Christian getting a couple of opportunities. Just throw something at the net. However, been pretty solid defense from Mount Vernon when they get it deep in there to block those shots out.
Couple bumps as we got a battle here in the midfield. Last touch by the Flames as it goes out of bounds. Another look here on the North Central State College replay of that setup by Little. Great power on the left-footed shot, but just deflected, I think, actually off of her own player there. So kind of a miscommunication and tough error for Mansfield Christian, who had a beautiful setup by Little right in front of the net, and she's back at it again. This cross coming in low, though, disrupted, and it'll be a throw-in for MC on the way. Flames with one shot so far. Just trying to keep the ball down here at this end in the attacking third, as that throw-in too deep will end up in the hands of the goalkeeper. Nice ball movement. The final pass, though, intercepted by Mansfield Christian, as this one just leaks out. Big run down the near sideline here for Charlotte Petrie. And Mount Vernon's going to be offsides for the first time tonight.
Petrie had a chance right there to maybe try to get into the box there, maybe a one-on-one with the goalkeeper if she was able to outrun the Mansfield Christian defense. But not able to do so. Is great recovery from the Lady Flames. As now they're trying to get back on the attack.
Nice speed. Good bead off the line, though, for the keeper, Grace Lehman. Second look here. Ball just trickling inside of the 18, and well done to come out off of that back line and make a play. Here's Little, setting it to the outside. Klausbach now with the pass. Get it back to Abby. See Lady Flames finding feet until the defender came up there for Mount Vernon rather. Just got it out of harm's way. It's an excellent job of stepping into the passing lane and intercepting that ball that time by Elizabeth Miller. I thought maybe a bit unselfish, was looking for the pass, as the keeper way out on that one. And she's still not back in the box.
Bit of a wild sequence right there, Brian. Mount Vernon was able to somehow steal that ball away. Would have been pretty much a free goal.
Yeah.
Great job from the keeper to come out here and stop it.
Abigail living on the edge out there. I don't think I've seen a keeper that far out of the box in a long time. But with 22 saves coming into today,
right,
you know, riding high on that confidence. Oh, great looking pass. She'll need a big save right here. One-on-one with the keeper, and she will make the stop. Summerfield looked like she was going to have a ton of open net here. Pressure coming from the backside by McFadden, but a diving save. And a crucial one here in the early going for the Flames.
Yeah, what a big save that was, because Summerfield was able to connect with the net there. Some huge momentum and huge confidence boost for the Lady Jackets here early, but not able to do so as Little He's going to punt this one out of here, and should be another corner.
Jackets setting up for second straight corner kick. They'll trot Summerfield in tight, and they will play the short ball. And she didn't get a lot behind it there. Ping-ponging around, shot just wide. And Mansfield Christian getting out of a tough situation there with Miller. Looked like maybe missing by a foot or so.
I think that's a good sign, though, if you're a Jackets fan. Here, really, they haven't had many chances, but when they do, they get a couple shots there on those last couple possessions, and at least able to make Mansfield Christian, play some tight defense. They were able to do so, but now some confidence in Mount Vernon.
Flames trying to flip the field back in their favor. They'll do so with Little, looking to make a charge. It's going to be deflected here. Flames with plenty of bodies moving forward. There's a left-footed shot, and it finds the back. Mara Berry, the sophomore, delivers. Deadly accuracy there, where the goalie had no chance.
Beautiful shot, too. Right in the bottom corner of the net, keeping it away from the goalkeeper and making it splash for the first goal here. About 32 minutes remaining.
Splash right there. Perfect with the left foot. And it was the first shot on net tonight for Mansfield Christian. It was a good one.
And that's why that Summerfield shot, Brian, would have been so crucial for Mount Vernon, because the offense is going to come here for the Lady Flames. Got to make the most of your opportunities, and weren't able to cash in on this end. And then Barry makes them pay with the left foot on this side.
Flames with some great-looking ball movement here. Barry going to be the first to the rock, turns inside. Clever move, trying to set up for the left again. Shots fired. And out of the hands of the keeper. Little came in for the follow-up. And it appears the goalie a little bit roughed up on the play. Second look here on the North Central State College replay. Pretty minor collision. So, good sign for Hardy. She wipes the sweat off her brow. Back ready for action. Jackets with the turnover. Now turning back the other way. Noelle Bear is going to shoot that one too far out of reach for Adrian Clary. And it'll be another goal kick on the way for MV. Our soccer schedule for this week. Plenty of great games. Some incredible highlights on the way. Norwalk, Ontario boys. Get to see the Warriors again in action against Bay a couple of nights later. Ashland and Madison going toe-to-toe tonight also in the boys' ranks. Lexington girls getting a tough test from Olentangy this evening. And then on Saturday, Ashland and Lexington, one of the better rivalries in our area, will be renewed with the ladies getting together for a night match. I think you're going to be at that one, G.
I will be. Excited for that matchup. A rivalry that's going to be renewed. Excited to be a part of it.
Clary tried to get it back to Klausbach. Mount Vernon doing a decent job at defending right now. They just haven't been able to get those connecting passes to the midfielders to try to get it out of their own territory. As they do come up with another interception here by Naybarger. But again, right on cue. Mansfield Christian stepping in the passing lanes. Trying to keep it down here in the attacking third.
Other than a couple plays on the other end, that one goal, Mansfield Christian's been dominating time of possession. That one's going to sail just a couple feet on the left side of the goal as it'll be back to Mount Vernon. Still 1-0 here.
Noel Bear with the long-range shot there. Third so far for MC. Got a 1-0 advantage here. 11 minutes gone by in the opening half. As Little looks to go to work, bringing it back inside, setting it up with the left foot. And rifles that one a couple feet wide of frame.
Beautiful crossover right there from Little. Right to left and then shooting with the left foot. Not able to connect, but I'm sure she's not done taking her shot, Brian.
Can expect to see a whole lot more of those, and I like seeing these girls out here using the left foot. We've seen the goal, of course, scored with the left. Abby there setting up. So just so much value if you can get off a quality shot going to either side if you don't have to come back to your strong foot. So excellent practice, obviously being put in the offseason by these young ladies to be able to put it out here on the field on game night. Flames got numbers, and they're going to be called offside, though. Definitely had something brewing there. And tough to tell on the replay. I think when the pass came, that Abby was just a shade behind the last defender. So the first offsides of the night against Mansfield Christian. And folks, we always want to hear from you, the fans. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for tonight. If you see a big play, drop us a comment, and you could end up being a part of our fan zone. First time in a while that Mount Vernon has been down here on the attacking end. And heavy touch really costs Miller right there, as it's going to give possession right back to MC.
Got to make the most of their opportunities when they get down on this side of the field. Not able to do so as Mansfield Christian playing pretty solid defense.
Off the restart, it's going to be knocked out of bounds by the Jackets. So it'll be Flames throwing. Bear with a deep throw into the middle of the field. And that one chased out of there. Probably the right decision by Kaya Joyner, the senior. But you see huge toss in again. So we see who's got the big throw out here for Mansfield Christian. Can be a deadly weapon when you get down that deep with your throws. It's almost like a corner kick. Klausbach now gets it in at the feet of Noel Bear. Sending it forward, Little. Big touch out wide. And Hardy coming off the line, able to scoop it up.
It's a close call right there, Brian. Little was almost able to get in there and try to get a foot on it. But Hardy able to stretch out, grab that ball, make sure Little wasn't getting any piece of it, as now Little's on the attack.
Almost a great one-timer setup to the outside. It does drift. She had Aaron Hope charging in. Just checked into the match a little while ago. Now in her sophomore season, got lots of time as a freshman last year. And we'll probably see at least a couple of freshmen get some minutes here this evening for Mansfield Christian. None on the roster for Mount Vernon. At least not at the varsity ranks. Oh, excellent pass. Looking for her second goal. Instead, it's a cross. And just in the nick of time, Naybarger was able to disrupt that play, but Mansfield Christian getting right back at it. I think that thing's going to stay in bounds. It will, and a wise choice to put it out for a long throw in here. But as you see on the replay, Barry, excellent charge. Thought she was going to have a chance for her second goal of the night. As this one comes in a little bit short. Chased down here by Grace Rader. Move the ball back to the middle of the field. Nice battle. Last touch by Mount Vernon. It was Miller with the kick.
Dominating time of possession here for Mansfield Christian here early in this game. Besides just a couple shots over here for Mount Vernon, it's really been all Lady Flames here, and that's going to be out of bounds as the Flames get the ball back.
With the exception of about a 2-minute stretch early on in the match, Mount Vernon has really struggled to find themselves and get any type of momentum going. As that's a great looking pass, and another goal from Mara Berry here in the opening half.
Tremendous setup, and Barry with 2 goals now here early in this game. Not even to the halfway point here in the first half, and Barry so far has cashed in twice.
Take another look on our North Central State College replay. And that time, Hardy kind of got stuck in the in-between. Couldn't make a decision if she wanted to charge out and make a play or stand pat back on the line. And it cost her. So Barry now, back-to-back goals here in this opening half. Pushes her up to the season leader for Mansfield Christian with 4 now on the campaign. Passing her buddy Abby Little. So Mount Vernon finally sending some numbers forward as they look to get on the attack. Flip the field here. Look at Mansfield Christian. What a great job of sending all of those defenders forward. Pretty much everybody for the Jackets would have been offsides.
Looked like Mount Vernon was going to get a chance there. As you mentioned, Brian, great defense from the Lady Flames to get back. Kind of push it back to their territory as now Mount Vernon's got a ways to go. They don't want any chance, but nice pass here.
Cross didn't have a whole lot of velocity behind it. But the Jackets midfielders trying to keep it into the attacking third. They won't be able to. Another excellent job here by Mansfield Christian, pressuring the ball and just not allowing anything to develop. And certainly just a more spirit, a little bit more energy being exuded out here by the girls in the red uniforms. And that's going to come with success. When you got the lead, you got a couple of goals. it's going to keep you a little bit more hyped out on the field. And for Mount Vernon, they just haven't been able to get that much of a taste of it here yet, as they do a nice job to stay onside there, did Summerfield. Nice run right there to track down the ball. And we're going to get a whistle. And a push in the back. So off the restart, Little drills one from about 30 yards out.
A little bit too much power there, Brian.
Yeah, that puppy held a good
15.
That was way over the top on that one, but I'm always a proponent of try to pepper as many shots as you can. Keep them down and on frame. Obviously is very helpful. Just trying to test the keeper. Make them guess. You don't want them to get too comfortable back there, so I never mind the deep shots. Just got to keep them somewhat in the field of play. More beneficial. That one's going to squirt through. Set up for Little on the run. Shot. Backside. Wow. What body control for Abby Little. Can't wait to see this replay as Mansfield Christian is starting to pour it on now. A 3-pack in 21 and a half minutes.
You want to talk about a shot, Brian. Tremendous shot from Little right there. Cashing in and floating it right over the top. We just talked about, not even 30 seconds ago, about taking as many shots as you can and keeping them in the frame. And that's exactly what Little did right there. Snuck it right over top of the goalkeeper's head. Now 3-0 Lady Flames with 18:35 remaining.
Impressive stuff, and I think maybe Abby heard me up here saying that she got overtaken for the stat leader on the team for goals, so she's back to even, tied for that top spot. 4 apiece for her and Barry. And I think Mansfield Christian starting to smell blood a little bit.
Trying to put this one away early here, Brian. Just 3-0 here, but they've had so many offensive opportunities, and they've been on offense for almost the entirety of the game, besides maybe about 3 minutes. It's an all Mansfield Christian here in this first half.
Flames have certainly enjoyed the run of play here early on and looking to get even healthier, as they're going to have the ball throw-in coming up. Little trying to use her body to shield off the defender. Good back and forth there with Ella Conway. And they'll get another crack at it, as Noelle Bear, who's got that huge throw, comes in, chucks it all the way inside of the box. Little turns and fires, mishandled by the keep. It'll lead to a goal kick, but this almost became something super fortunate here for the Flames. Ooh, really close.
Bit scary right there. A little bit of Butterfingers. Brian maybe had one before the game. Had to stop down at the concession, grab a Butterfingers, but didn't work out there for the goalkeeper. Almost would have been a huge miscue, but able to avoid it.
Who's going to win it here in the midfield? Looks like Mansfield Christian. Little nice pass moving forward now. Here's Bear. Defender Honor. And testing the keeper. Nice save that time. Dropping down to the knee goes Quinn Hardy. Nice ball to the outside, trying to tack through the wing up top. Patience being displayed here by Clary. Back to Little. Give and go action. Not present that time. Flames looking to keep the pressure on. Ball in the box. Little to McFadden. Somehow snuck it through a setup. Will it be a hat trick? Just over the top. Sailed a bit there on Barry. But I really like her positioning on the field. She's been set up for success quite a lot by her own doing, and she's got a big leg, a gun attached to that thing, G-Man. Just couldn't keep that one down.
Great setup, too, and I think Barry wished she had that one back. Maybe a little bit too much power there, Brian. Just over top of the goal there. Maybe if we kept it down, would have had a chance for a hat trick here.
Got a hunch she's going to have a few more opportunities at getting her own 3-pack here tonight. As we're sub 15 minutes to go here in the opening half. If you're just joining us, the first 2 goals, both courtesy of one Mara Berry. Abby Little then struck for the third just about 4 minutes ago on the clock. And we've seen this young lady, Abigail Heininger, come way out of net here on a couple of occasions. And the Mansfield Christian defense certainly playing forward. A lot of high pressure here tonight that Mount Vernon just has not been able to really figure out. It's been kind of like me with a Rubik's Cube, just empty spinning and not a lot of success.
Well, they struggled really on both sides of the ball, stopping Mansfield Christian from penetrating towards the goal. And then offensively, Mount Vernon's only had really a couple opportunities. Other than that, it's been nothing. As this one is going to splash into the back of the net, Brian.
Woo, big time right there. And I love the unselfishness of Little stepping out of the way. She's like, I already got one. Go ahead, Alyssa McFadden. Step in. Get you one, too. To go along with the double Berry blast. 4-0 MC. Just beautiful execution right there. And again, I'll make a second reference that Abby Little had an opportunity to step up and take a shot there, but she's had so much success tonight, and I think thinking that she's going to have some more, so she stepped out of the way. As wow, what a quick restart. Ella Conway maybe should have taken about one more touch. Look at the speed. Outran everybody. No pressure. Not sure why she thought she needed to uncork one from about 25 yards. I think probably the play there would have been one more touch, get a little bit more comfortable range. Instead, she lets it fly. And kind of dodging a bullet that time is Mansfield Christian as they got taken off guard.
I think Mount Vernon realized how far Heininger has been coming outside of the box. Try to maybe float one over top, but I agree, Brian. Maybe another touch there, get a little bit closer, and then fire that thing in there.
Jackets doing a nice job of utilizing some space here as of late. That was my key to the game. Use the width of the field. Haven't seen them do it much so far here in this match. Everything's been very direct down the middle, as that was right in the danger zone. But the Jackets cannot capitalize. Looked like everybody's offside. That clearly has to be a call there. Okay. So a bit of an ill-advised pass is, again, nobody in front of him, no pressure. And that's what you get sometimes with a team that's been struggling a bit. Just 5 wins last year for Mount Vernon. Lost, of course, to this Flames team, 2-1 on their home surface. Did have a winning season back in 2020, 9-8-1 overall, but that's as good as it's been for a while. Just 6 wins the year before that. And And this team competing in the OCC might find it tough sledding to find some victories again this season, G-Man, because it's a deep conference. There's a lot of great competition. When you look at the likes of the Madison, Ashland, Lexington.
You just mentioned right there, Brian, that sounds like a three-headed monster that Mount Vernon's going to have to take up. And so far, not able to put together a winning season here in a while. Going to have to maybe change some things up, see if they can get something going, especially here tonight. It's been all Lady Flames all night long. Still some time to go here, but down 4 goals. You got to think you got to start getting something on the board.
Mount Vernon will open up OCC play on Thursday. They'll head back home and take on New Philly, the newcomer to the Ohio Cardinal Conference. So that'll be their first look at the Quakers. Looking to make a mark here in the league. Barry sends it back. Flames doing a nice job spreading things out. Just finding feet, moving into open gaps and spaces. Defended well that time as it's knocked out of bounds. But MC, really what they have to their advantage here is that their midfielders are virtually unmarked. You look at Grace Rader along with Klotzbach. I mean, there's a lot of space in between them and the next defender. So if Mansfield Christian really needs to, they've been able to zip it back and reestablish their offensive attack. This one sent in, low live driver, fading away from the net, little off the top bar. That one flicked on net, but it's handled this time by Hardy.
Couple athletic shots here. We just got, Brian. Both of them, too. Had an opportunity to cash in, but neither were able to do so.
Yeah, Little really close with that last shot. And I just got a score update. Lady Lex getting buried already by Olin Tangi. 5-0 in the opening half. That's a highlight that we're going to have coming up on the OH Report on all of our platforms later tonight. And that's a team with perhaps more question marks than any in our area. Graduating, I want to say, their entire starting lineup minus one girl. So it's going to be a lot of work for Coach Morton and company to try to get the purple and gold back up to their winning ways. That one punted well out of play by Joyner. And for Mount Vernon, they've been getting a little bit happy with that play, just electing to knock it out of bounds and the threat instead of trying to find one of their own midfielders and get something heading back the other way. The counterattacks have been few and far between so far for the Yellow Jackets.
Couple subs check in for both squads. Got to think for Mount Vernon. They don't want any chance to get back in this game. You would like to put at least one goal up on the board here before half.
Another update for you. The Ontario Warriors playing without their stud Gage Weaver tonight due to a red card in the Lex match. I was told things got really chippy in that. They still lead Norwalk 3-1 as they are closing in on the first half, 32nd minute in that one. Which I guess every match should be about in the 32nd minute, right? 7 p.m. starts?
Technically.
Math isn't really our strong suit here on the OH Report. Couple nice balls by the Jackets. But a careless giveaway leads it back down into their defensive zone. Little takes over the throw-in duties now. And a heavy touch out of the air takes it over the end line. Goal kick on the way for Mount Vernon, who are making a quick substitution. A little too much behind that one. Claire Robinson couldn't catch up with it. Out of bounds, and more subs here for the Jackets as we're getting closer to the end of the first half. And when we do take a break, make sure that you stick around for the Park National Bank halftime. Have some stats for you. Break down what we've seen so far through 40 minutes of action. Talk about the week ahead as well here on the OH Report. So a lot to come on our halftime break. See if Mount Vernon can get something to build off of heading into the second 40-minute stanza. You can just see out there, G-Man, there are so many bodies just standing in place in the white jerseys. That's the big difference here is for the Flames. They've got a much better rhythm. You hear them communicating. They're moving into open space. Mount Vernon just hasn't quite had that here in this first half. And that's why it's led to so many turnovers and such an unbalance here in the time of possession.
Yeah, the Lady Flames really have been everywhere. You see girls standing around for Mount Vernon, sometimes not communicating. That's what's really been hurting them. They've had a couple of opportunities offensively, but they've either overshot it or haven't been able to get it to their teammate who has an open shot. So now they try to kick it out, but as you see, every time Mount Vernon tries to get it out of there, tries to clear it, there's a Lady Flame defender there standing to kick it back in and try to get it to her striker. So it's been all Mansfield Christian here in this first half.
Big ball. See if Wythe can do something with it. She's going to have to make a play all by herself for the Jackets. Lone striker up top right now for MV. And that one just deflected. Nearly was able to be threaded through the gap there by Miller. And off the deflection, it'll be offsides. Third time tonight we've seen that from Mount Vernon. So here's the Flames instead, looking to add to their already monster lead. You know, whistle blows the play dead. I didn't catch the call. Offsides?
I believe so.
Klausbach looked like maybe some indecisiveness, whether to cross, take a shot, make a move. Bailed out just a little bit as Lily Pugh elected to just punch it and give him a shot at a corner kick here as we're getting on late time. Under 2 minutes to go here in the opening half. This will be the third corner kick for MC. And it's a good one, bending back towards frame. The header sails just wide. But a gorgeous setup that time by Mansfield Christian on the set piece. One more look.
Thought we were going to get some header cheese here, Brian. Not able to do so. Was Mansfield Christian What a great setup it was. And a great attempt, but not able to make the most of it. As that would have been huge going into the half for Lady Flames to really try to put this one away before the second half even starts.
Flames send it all the way back to their defensive line. Here comes Wythe trying to apply some pressure as that rolls out of bounds right by the scoreboard, reflecting just 50 ticks here to go. And now Mount Vernon showing a little bit more urgency, but still about the same result. Another bad giveaway. And they just, unfortunately, have hurt themselves far too many times. Unpressured, no need to send a pass. And a lot of them right at girls wearing red jerseys. That's why they've got a 4-0 cushion here, 15 seconds to go.
Don't want to fall asleep if you're Mount Vernon here. Want to make sure you play good defense. At least keep this at a 4-0 game instead of a 5-0. Sure, Mansfield Christian going to try to get a shot here.
Gonna have to do it in a hurry. Instead, it'll take us to the end of one. All Mansfield Christian. They lead it 4-0 over the visiting Mount Vernon Lady Jackets, a team that they have beat on 5 straight occasions. Keep it with us. As mentioned, the Park National Bank halftime coming up. We'll have some stats for you, preview the week ahead, then get you ready for half number 2. It's all live and free and exclusively on the OH Report. See you in a minute.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Need to catch up on some action? Check out the Friday Night Pigskin featuring all the football highlights from the area at 11:30 every Friday on the OH Report.
Welcome back to the beautiful confines of Mansfield Christian Schools. I'm Brian. This is Garrett, and the most notable alum all time from Mount Vernon, the one, the only, Major Adam Thompson, our fabulous director. You got to give it up for Mansfield Christian. It's the first day of school today, so these girls, they had to get up a little bit earlier than normal. They got to be prepared with their hair and everything, get the outfits on point, and they've been able to focus on the match, what they've got here, G-Man, and a lot of great ball movement. They've really dictated the pace of the game.
Yeah, they've dominated the first half of play, and Mount Vernon had a couple shots a couple times they had the ball, across the midfield line, but other than that, it's been mostly Mansfield Christian taking as many shots really as they want and really cashing in on a multitude of them. So far, it's been the Lady Flames all first half.
Well, we were talking for our key to the game for Mount Vernon, one of them, of course, being why not us? We're here, we're in the building. Why don't we just go ahead and utilize the width of the field, which they have not done, but why hasn't it been them so far here tonight, G-Man, wait a minute, hold on, halftime show alert. We didn't know that we were going to be treated to live entertainment, but this young man, I've seen him at quite a few Mansfield Christian sporting events. He gets after it. He's one of the best overall gymnasts that we have, I think, here at the establishment today. So next to G-Man, of course, but he's up here working. Otherwise, we'd be showing you his flips and cartwheels and all that great stuff.
I honestly forgot that he does this here at the games.
Oh yeah,
it's always a treat to see these. He does them at the basketball games too. I see him all the time. So yeah, that's an athlete to say the least.
Oh yeah. Okay, so let's get back to the keys to victory here, and why hasn't it been Mount Vernon's game so far through 40 minutes, G?
They've had some careless mistakes, especially when they get the ball. We've seen in that really last couple of minutes, they had a chance to maybe try and go down and get a shot on goal, but they just were making really silly passes and careless mistakes. And Mansfield Christian, a team you can't do that against. You got to come in prepared and ready to, with your head on a swivel. And so far, they haven't been able to do that, and that's why the score is 4-0 in favor of the Lady Flames. And they're going to try to come in here, the Flames are, and kind of put this game away here early in the second half and try to get out of here with a win.
Well, let's show you what they've done so far up to this point in our halftime stats presented by Park National Bank. And very lopsided. 12 shots, 5 of those coming on frame for Mansfield Christian, but the great news for them, how about that shooting percentage, my guy? 4 of the 5 shots that they've had on frame have gone into the back of the net. The possession we didn't put up here, but it's probably something like 84-16. I don't think that I've covered a match here the last couple of seasons that was really dictated this much by one side. The 3 corners, they've had a couple of good-looking set pieces, has Mansfield Christian, and their goalkeeper, who we talked about in the pregame, hasn't really had to do much. We saw Abigail kind of running a little bit crazy out of the frame, like 30, 40 yards away from net early on, but hey, it worked out for him. Other than that, we haven't really seen her get involved, so Mansfield Christian just doing Lady Flame-like things, and that's why they got a big lead.
And they've had some remarkable shots, too, and some unselfish play. We've seen the Abby Little had a shot on goal, but she gave that one up for her teammate to be able to cash in. And Mansfield Christian, so far, we thought that they'd be able to handle this and be able to come in here and get a win. And so far, they've been able to prove us right, Brian. 4-0 here at the halftime break in favor of the Lady Flames. And it's going to be an uphill battle for Mount Vernon if they want to come in here and win this. I mean, they got to score 4 goals and 40 minutes to get it done, and they haven't really even had an opportunity to do so in the first half. So something's got to change. Something's got to give if you're Mount Vernon to have even a shot to win this. So I guess we'll see, but the Lady Flames are confident they can win this one.
Take a look at the 4 goals so far on the match. We'll look at the double pack for Miss Barry here, and was just hearing some crazy things about this young lady. I guess she had an ACL tear her 8th grade year. The other knee then, the other ACL tore as a freshman. So she's actually just getting back to being an athlete again. So this young lady, once she gets the full force, I mean, how dominant can she really be? And especially with girls like Abby Little that she's competing with. It's a Flames team that I think they got really humbled on opening night, but from what we're seeing out here, just with the communication and the ball movement and the skill, they could be a dangerous squad in Division III this year, G-Man.
You've seen that they've had some varsity experience. That this is really nothing special to Mansfield Christian, to come out here and perform that the way that they're doing. Abby Little stepping up big, and Mara Berry, as you mentioned, coming off the ACL, which is a remarkable story. They've had some incredible goals, incredible games so far, and I would expect them to continue, their hot streak of winning games and having winning seasons. I expect them to be a pretty solid team this season, so I wouldn't expect anything different from this Lady Flame squad this season.
Just under 1 minute until we head into second half action, so it gives us plenty of time to let you know what's going down on the OH report the rest of the week. You see that Norwalk, Ontario game? Yep, that's happening right now. Warriors with a 3-1 lead over Norwalk at the break. And then in the Olentangy versus Lexington girls game, it is 7-0 in favor of Olentangy. See if we can get an update on that Ashland versus Madison game. We got Storm Bunchy on the case out there. And then Football Friday night, I want to talk about those top two games right there, G. I mean, that's about as good as it gets. Hoover and Mansfield Senior, a rematch of last year, a game that came down all the way to the final play. And then Crestview, East Knox, the rubber match. Cougars got to win. Bulldogs got to win. Something's got to give on Friday.
I think for that Mansfield game, I think a lot of the talk of this area of Mansfield is, this Tigers team can really get it done this year, and they've had high expectations. I think this is going to be the game of their first really game to really stand out and really show that they're here to belong. Because last week I know they played a Norwalk squad that's traditionally pretty good, but I think this is going to be a down year for the Truckers in football. So I think this week coming up, Hoover versus Mansfield, I think this is a big test to see if the TY Tigers are really legit.
Yeah, no question. For what it's worth, the media picked in the SBC for Norwalk to finish dead last, so Mansfield put it on them. It's going to be a little bit different story on Friday at Arlen. All right, back underway here at Comstock Field for the second half. First touch belongs to the Lady Flames, and they are getting right to work. That one inching its way around the defender. And just about every 50-50 ball in the first half you saw go to MC. We'll see if that's the case here in the second, because if I'm the coaching staff over there, Bill Lonesinger and his staff, you can't necessarily ask for better soccer from your squad, but you can certainly, from what we saw, ask for just a little bit more determination, more want to go after the ball. Let's see some sprinting out there, ladies. And that's my expectation, at least in the early portion here from Mount Vernon, is to come out with a little bit more energy and try to apply some pressure here on Mansfield Christian, which hasn't been easy with how far up their defenders have been playing. But this is a good sign right here if you're a Jackets fan.
I think it's a great way to look at it, Brian. I think for Mount Vernon, they've been kind of lackadaisical, kind of sitting back and kind of let Mansfield Christian kind of dictate the game. Maybe step out there, be aggressive, and this will help right here. Is that exactly what they're looking for? And that shot is true. Tremendous goal for Mount Vernon as they get on the board here.
Ella Conway trimming the deficit down to just a three-piece. Coming less than a minute and a half here into the second half. This is exactly what we were expecting. More urgency from Mount Vernon, because with that high press that Mansfield Christian is playing, there have to be open windows for you to stay onside and then sprint into open space. They were able to do so on a couple of occasions in the first half, but couldn't capitalize. Shot a little bit too quickly in those two circumstances. Not this time. Conway coming through, and we'll see if they're able to continue to dig themselves out of this hole that they kind of buried them in. I'd like to see them get one more, trim it down to two before I start, really getting on the edge of my seat here if you're a Flames fan.
Well, they made that look pretty easy. It was a tremendous setup and then able to cash in. I know it was just really a one-on-one with the keeper, but just being aggressive and kind of changing the mindset throughout the entirety of the game. It's been all Mansfield Christian, and Mount Vernon's really been laying back and kind of just letting them dictate the game. They changed that with that goal and that kind of motto, just go out there and be aggressive, as that's going to be a save from Hardy. Juggles a little bit, but could have been scary there if she wasn't able to handle it, but able to corral it and keep this at a 3-point deficit.
Sometimes those halftime snacks, you really got to wipe all of the material off of your gloves if you're going to be eating with those puppies on. Still able to make the save there is Hardy. But MC keeping up the pressure now. As that ball shot through, but into the hands of Quinn. Now Mount Vernon playing with a little bit more confidence, it seems, as that one's going to sneak its way through as well. Another chance here for the Jackets. Summerfield, no pace behind that shot, and a rare save so far here in this match for Heininger.
Kind of goalkeeper Heininger is. You got to try to push that closer. I know the defender was kind of on her hip there, but try to get a better shot. But you can also look at it the way is just try to get as many shots on goal here. Down 3 scores, want to just take any chance you can get. So Mount Vernon here was able to capitalize with the goal, and now another shot, Brian. So more aggressive than the first half already.
Flames looking to match. Near sideline for Clary. Sets up left foot driving. I think that was intended to be a cross that was mishit. And it'll lead to a goal kick. Another look here on the North Central State College replay. Can kind of tell by the body language as well, just not struck the way that she was intending. Ball skipping off the restart. Off of Aaron Hope. Sticking with it. Battling with a couple of Jackets. And that's exactly what Mount Vernon needs to do. Just send it deep. And that's going to find its way in. What a shot and goal by Anna Summerfield, the senior captain. And sometimes, if you're going to live on the edge like Heininger does, that far out from the goal, you leave yourself vulnerable. And just like that, why not you, Mount Vernon? Jackets showing some signs of life.
What a second half start here for Mount Vernon in just 4 minutes. They've got 2 goals and completely changed the tempo of this game. Now it looks like Mount Vernon is going to be the aggressor here in this second half, and there they go, intercepting the passing lane.
Big physical tackle. And a player down for Mansfield Christian. It's Adrian Clary. Looks like she's up, hobbling just a bit. Near side throw-in in traffic. Oh, big collision. Klasbach took out the defender. And now the whistle going against Mansfield Christian. I think that they just allowed that to play on. Pretty confident that was a foul right there. And they just let the Jackets continue with the possession with the advantage. Ball up for grabs on the outside of the 18. Flames can't clear it. They're living a little bit on the wild side here in the second half, G. I mean, we're just barely 5 minutes in.
Right. It's been back and forth play, but mostly Mount Vernon. I think they could have had a better shot than they got there, Brian. Maybe a little bit more effort there. Could have had a shot on goal, and now Mansfield Christian looking to push the tempo. And this one is going to roll out of bounds.
I think the team speed clearly favors the Flames. Little, slow to get up. She's getting back in the mix. But some of the bigger, more physical bodies, I think, clearly belong to Mount Vernon. So perhaps that's something that they can really use to their advantage. As that's a nice diving save that time by Quinn Hardy. Snared that one on the shot set up there by Little.
Tremendous save from Hardy. She's had a couple here early in the second half. She's been able to keep this at now just a 2-point game. So Mount Vernon's still in this thing. And now the Flames trying to add to their score.
That shot just a little bit wide.
Great save there from Hardy. That would have been not what Mount Vernon was looking for if the Lady Flames are able to cash in, and now here they go on the offensive attack. See if they can get control of the ball, but great job from the Lady Flames getting back there and pushing it on their side of the field.
Quick throw in, a lot of space given to Abby Little here right in the middle of the field. Blast off. Another save for Quinn. You see Mount Vernon, they're just almost a little bit too quick to knock it out of play. Nice shot here. I think my director came up with a pretty good comparison for another sport. It's almost like in boxing when you do the tie-up. It's just like killing some time, trying to get out of a tough situation, but not when you're giving the opponent a corner kick. You don't want to give up too many of those.
Gives up an opportunity for Mansfield Christian to try to out of the score. As they're going to get another one here on the far side. And nothing's going to go there as now Mount Vernon will take possession.
Bit of a careless pass there to the middle of the field as they were trying to hook up with Summerfield. Couple of nice touches, but that last connecting pass not there for the Jackets. Now the Flames send it through. Here comes Barry. Her shot right into the midst of the keeper. Quinn's been solid here in this second half.
Hey, you just mentioned it, Brian. Second half early MVP so far is Hardy, at least for Mount Vernon. She really kept them in this game so far in the second half. It could be. Thought that one was going to have the commentators curse Brian and knock that one in, but able to avoid it. So still 4-2 game.
Fifth save here in the second half by Quinn Hardy. To your point, the 2 goals obviously are massive, but she's keeping it at just the 2-goal differential right now as MC starting to get into a bit more of an offensive rhythm. Great ball there, back post. Had little charging. She's usually a great aerial artist. I think that one was just out of reach for where it was, and nobody else really in frame to try to make a play on it. So Mount Vernon dodging a great-looking corner kick right there. And all they need, G, is to get a couple more counterattacks like we've seen. I mean, look at this high press with the center defender at midfield and even beyond a lot for Mansfield Christian. So there's going to be opportunities. And another one there for Abby Little, but Quinn Hardy, the sophomore, making another great play.
If you're Mount Vernon, you want to try to get some points on the board because eventually Mansfield Christian's going to cash in with some of these shots. I mean, they're getting great looks on the other end. Hardy's only going to be able to bail you out for long enough. So look for the offense of Mount Vernon to try to pick up the pace, try to put some more points on the board.
Barry turns, fires that one right off of the foot of the defender. Comes middle now for Bear, who had it snatched away. See who wants to make a run for Mount Vernon. They'll get in a couple of fresh bodies, and they didn't score off of it, but Laura Wythe in the first half, number 23. That senior definitely, she's got a lot of tenacity up top. We'll see what she's able to bring to the table in this second half at the striker position. Flames setting up for the attack. Barry forced out wide, cuts it back in. Off the cross, beautiful setup, and just no play by Clary. I'd have to see a replay and try to identify what happened here. Check this out. Excellent cross. Right where it needs to be. I think she just missed it.
Yeah, you couldn't draw it up much better than that right there. The cross was perfect. Gave her an opportunity, but not able to cash in. But what a shot right there.
Laser beam from Noelle Bear. Just drilled into the back.
I mean, that was from a good distance too, Brian. Put it right over top of the goalkeeper. Didn't even give her a chance to make a play on it. There's now Mansfield Christian trying to slam the door on these Jackets. Now 5-2.
Just poor defense that time by Mount Vernon. It was a shot from distance, but there's nobody within 5 yards of her. So that extends the advantage back out to 3 for the Flames. Looking to add even one more here. Nice run in by Aaron, who goes down. Little wrestling drill. Bodies rolling on the turf. Foul will go against Aaron Hope.
It's kind of what I was talking about with Mansfield Christian having so many shots and so many attempts to try to put in the back of the net. Some of those are eventually going to fall for Mount Vernon. They got to try to get as many points as they can as quickly as possible, because eventually time is going to begin to become a factor. Still about 26 minutes remaining in this one, but clock is ticking for the Jackets to try to come back and win this one.
Both defenses have shown that they can be vulnerable, so my educated prediction here from what we've seen is there's a couple more goals on the way over these next 26 minutes and change. But can Mount Vernon get the next one? That would be the most crucial and important. Certainly got the numbers building forward. Great ball. Summerfield looking to set it up. How about the speed, though? Kayla Rader made sure that there was no shot for you.
Tremendous defense from the Lady Flames to get back. We saw Mount Vernon score virtually on the same exact play earlier in the game. This time not able to do so.
Mount Vernon goes with the short kick. And disastrous. They knock it out of bounds. Mansfield Christian takes over.
Kind of talked about that a couple of times, Brian. Mount Vernon not making the most of their opportunities right there. Kind of just a careless play, knocking that one out of bounds. And now look at this for Mansfield Christian.
Quite a bit of space in front of Lena Chase. She goes with the deke. And probably just waited a hair too long that time. She's got another crack at it. Excellent defensive play there by Grace Nabarger to take it away. Just not a great pass out of it. And that's been the problem kind of routinely tonight for the Jackets. Klasbach with a nice pass to Barry. Trying to make a decision. And no pressure. Now Aaron with the cross. Pretty close.
Thought it was almost going to be an incidental goal. Mount Vernon. Thought they might have hit that one in, but just a bit off to the right. It's now going to be a corner for Mansfield Christian.
Third corner kick of the second half for MC. And that's just a rifle shot. Ending up at the feet of Noelle Bear, back post. Why not? Her second here in half number 2.
Everyone gets a goal, Brian. The Lady Flames are eating here tonight and eating good as they're dominating Mount Vernon. Now 6-2. with 23:54 remaining.
Yeah, the plate was full to start the night, but the Flames just keep eating bite after bite. As Bayer comes through with her second here in the last 4 minutes. And for Mansfield Christian, that's probably exactly what you needed to be more confident and just play loose now the rest of the game. That first frenetic pace out of the gates where we saw Summerfield and Conway deliver 2 goals in less than 4 minutes. I think that they were pressing a little bit there, G, but now back-to-back goals for Bayer. I think you can be a little bit more free and easy here and just play for fun.
Kind of talked about it out of the halftime break, kind of changed their aggressiveness, and I thought that they did. Thought they were, kind of changing that mindset, but after those 2 goals, they kind of settled back down into their defensive stance and kind of started playing conservative again. As now Mansfield Christian really is going to try to play keep away here, try to ride this one out, see if they try to get some more goals. Looks like they're on the offensive attack, and they will.
Oh, that one played low. Nice footwork that time by Hardy. And that one drifts outside for Little. But just a nice setup that time, and not a bad-looking shot there from Lena Chase. Just better defense by the keeper to get a toe on it and avoid a 3rd goal in about a 7-minute stretch.
You got to shout out to the keeper for Mount Vernon. Had a big night tonight, not only here in the second half, but also the first half. This score could be way worse than really what it is.
Saw in the fan zone there, Jim chiming in, letting us know that Ashland game at the half was 3-1 in favor of the Arrows over Madison, a Rams team that we talked about on the podcast yesterday. Great young nucleus, undefeated heading into tonight. But were they good enough to go toe-to-toe with the Arrows? So far has not been the case. And I got to be honest, heading into this match, Mansfield Christian, I knew that they had lost one of their special talents due to just leaving the district out of state. I think that they had another girl not come out for the team. Someone told me that they had a couple players not available this year, and then after the beatdown that I saw on opening night, I mean, all due respect to Pleasant, but just about everybody in the MOAC has those kind of games against them. So I wanted to see what Mansfield Christian was really made of this season, coming off of 12 W's last year, and I think as expected, as advertised, they are who we were kind of expecting them to be. A team that, even though it's a small school, they got a pretty deep roster. A lot of girls play in the ranks here over at Mansfield Christian, and these older girls are mixing well with some of the younger studs. Mara Berry, in particular, has really stood out tonight.
I think for Mansfield Christian, it's kind of a similar story from year to year. They're always a great regular season team, but I want to see them prove it to me, Brian, and make a deep postseason run. They seem to fall short.
No question.
In tournament time. So I think that's a big key for Mansfield Christian, is not only to be a great regular season team and do what you can do, but in the postseason, make some damage and do some damage. I think that'll earn you some respect. So I think Mansfield Christian, they'll have a great year, and we got to see what they do in the postseason.
It's a pretty sick hesitation move that time to get a couple of defenders flying by the ball, but no shot was able to be produced there by Amelia Martin. So it's leading to this counterattack. Barry lost her footing and back down. Hopefully she's okay. One more look here on the replay. She fell a little awkwardly. Yeah, you see she was setting up. She wanted to just drill that puppy. In some of the slick conditions, grabbing for her left calf. You just pray that it's not a knee. I mean, my goodness. Last 2 seasons lost from ACL, so just hopefully just a little crampage or something.
It's kind of hard to tell from our angle if she's signaling. I think for the calf, it's looking like a cramp, but in some pain. Is Barry taking a look at the replay? But deservedly so. Some of those cramps can get to you.
I was going to say, short term, I would almost rather have an injury, the feeling, over the cramp. The cramp hurts really bad in the moment. But then obviously you always will go with the cramp over an injury because you bounce back. So that does appear to be the case here. As number 20 up on her feet. Send out some good vibes. Hoping the Mara's going to be okay. Beautiful night here on the campus of Mansfield Christian.
Fall is coming, Brian.
Feels like it's been here. Like the weather's kind of changed here. I noticed a couple leaves starting to turn here in the area. It's mostly green. I mean, it's summertime. Let's not get it twisted. But fall definitely is starting to make its presence known that he's on deck. He's coming up.
Thankfully, I can't keep sweating. You know, it's been a long summer. Yeah, that's true. I will sweat in the fall. So I guess it doesn't really change for me. But maybe I just get to wear a hoodie now instead of just a T-shirt.
But always gym shorts.
Always shorts.
No question about that.
Except on the pigskin. I usually wear some nice, either some jeans or some khaki shorts.
And I hopefully, I busted out a little jacket, nice shirt on the pigskin on Friday. So I'm expecting maybe some competition as the show keeps going over the next 12 weeks. We'll see if some guys can start bringing a little bit more unique flavor to the mix and see who can be the nicest. I mean, Eric Will said that he's got some things in his bag of tricks that he's going to be unveiling on us. So see what you got, G.
I'll show up in some nice clothes, but the only thing I can't promise is I will not wear a blazer. I'm too big for it.
Okay.
And it's very hard for me to find a size that fits my shoulders. I usually just end up ripping the shirt, the jacket, I mean. So I'll find a nice outfit. I need to get something new anyway. Kind of refresh the wardrobe. So I'll dress nice.
Looking forward to that, and you can look forward to us on the Friday Night Pigskin, 11:30 each and every Friday night during the football season. Recaps of all the highlights, scores, analysis, interviews that you want to see from around the area. And coming soon, we're not going to have a whole show dedicated to soccer, but we kind of do want to revive the Soccer Locker from a couple of years ago, myself and Jesse Ryder, where we just kind of shoot the breeze about the area, what we think, and then also what was a huge hit that we didn't have last season that definitely has to make its way back, the Jesse Ryder top 5 area programs for both boys and girls. It was just amazing to watch him squirm and try to figure out who was going to be number one. So many ties, so many co-number ones. He could never really funnel it down. And, wow, there's no question about that one. Abby Little over the top of the defense. Her second goal of the night, seizing back the top scoring title on the team for this season. Check this one out.
She's done that twice now, too. Same sort of move, too.
Woo!
Tremendous body control and floating it right over top of the keeper.
Just a little too much for the defense, who have just been stinging themselves too much here tonight. So Mansfield Christian, who came into tonight averaging 5 goals per outing, going to enhance that statistic when this one's all said and through. They should also improve, barring on what happens here these last 17 minutes, on that 6.5 goals against average, courtesy of a 13-1 beatdown by Ontario on opening night.
Kind of a stunning score there, Brian. I didn't think Ontario was going to be able to put up 13 goals. Maybe last year's team, but I thought it might be a different team this season, but I think kind of turning a couple heads here in the media here early with a couple freshmen.
To look at it from the Mansfield Christian point of view, sometimes those humbling experiences are the absolute best thing that can happen to you. Speaking from experience, I remember my senior year of basketball, we were high and mighty and thinking that we were really good, and then we played a good team, and we got our butts kicked really bad, and we had to go back to the drawing board and be like, okay, no more winning streak. That was fun, but that came to a close. So for them, the fact that it was right out of the gates, I don't know what their expectations were. As the expectation is there, almost to get a goal, so close, 2 opportunities. Lane and Chase, Aaron Hope, right there. One more look. And these 2 young ladies each have had a couple setups just like this so far here tonight. And look at the expression on their faces. They got smiles, but they're like, my gosh. We definitely should have had one of these by now, and I'm sure they will as the season continues to grow. But for the Flames, maybe that's the best thing that could have happened to them. Just like, whew, we thought we was going to be good, and then we had these freshmen taking it to us like this.
Kind of makes you do some soul searching and kind of just figure out what kind of team you are, and it's always great for any team to really bounce back from adversity, and they needed that one right out of the gate to bounce back and have done so now. There should be 2 wins in a row, unless Mount Vernon can score 5 unanswered to tie this one up, barring any sort of miracle.
Yeah, certainly this could be the case like Rocky Balboa. You see in the first movie, G-Man, not that he necessarily gets humbled, but he loses, Kay, and he's got to restructure kind of how he is approaching his fighting. And then how many more movies have we seen since then? He got it together, man.
He definitely did. Somehow had to. I mean, if he's got – can't even count how many movies he has right now in my mind. So
thinking if you count the Creeds, at least 9 Rockies, somewhere in that ballpark.
So I think he faced adversity pretty well.
Yeah, it worked out well for him. That one's going to squirt into the hands of the keeper. Another nice setup, though, for Mansfield Christian off the set piece. They've done pretty well off the corner kicks. Haven't scored off of one, I don't believe, tonight. But they've put themselves in some advantageous situations to at least have some clean looks. As the Flames, 10 shots here in half number 2. And boy, oh boy, how long ago do the only 2 shots in the second half feel like for Mount Vernon, when they were just coming out microwave hot to start this second half?
It was an incredible run they had to try to get back into this game. I think both goals were scored within the first 5 minutes of play.
Sure.
To start the second half. And really, they kind of settled back down after that second goal. Thought, we got this. We're back in this game. And Mansfield Christian didn't let up. They were able to continue to add on some more goals and really put this one away. Now just 13 minutes remaining.
Nice move on the far side, but right into the hands of Quinn Hardy. She's had a pretty solid second half. Unofficially, I got her down for 7 saves here.
Mentioned it a couple of times, Ryan, but the score could be way worse than what it is right now if Hardy wasn't back there saving as many goals as she has been.
So there's the answer to just how many Rocky movies there really are. We're going to go with 6 total, 2 Creeds, a Rocky musical, I'm told, is either in the works or happening, and then a new movie, Drago, on the way. You even seen the Rocky movies, G-Man?
I've not. I know. I'm not a big movie watcher. I heard Adam say I don't watch movies. He's correct. I have a bad attention span. And I don't know why, but I do, if you care.
Oh, I wanted to get a lot more behind that one. It just kind of putzed its way back into the hands of Hanginger. Here it is again. She just instantly fell down after that shot attempt. But that's kind of, I mean, you see it on the replay too. Nobody's really within 2 or 3 yards of her. I don't mind the shot attempt, but it felt like throughout the duration of this match that Mount Vernon has had quite a few opportunities, just one more touch, a little bit closer, and then send one bombs away. Wasn't able to exercise the patience there.
Besides those 5 minutes to start the half, Mansfield Christian kind of dominating here. It really hasn't been much of a game other than those 2 goals scored from Mount Vernon to try to make it a game. But they slammed the door shut, ensuring they're going to pick up another win here. So back-to-back wins for the Lady Flames.
For Mansfield Christian moving forward on Thursday, they're going to head on the road at Loudonville. Another match that you think definitely could be in their wheelhouse to grab a W. And then next Tuesday, they got a big one right back here. Pretty darn sure we're going to have it for you live and free. The Clear Fork Lady Colts going to come over to Comstock Field in an all-Richland County matchup with the Flames. That should be a heck of a battle and another barometer. I think it comes kind of at the perfect time. You expect the Flames to be coming off of 3 straight victories after an opening night loss to a bigger D2 school. Well, they're going to get another crack at one next Tuesday, a week from now. How will they fare? How much have they grown up? What have they learned over a couple weeks of the season? Should be a fun test.
Clear Fork, a team I feel too in ladies soccer that's been kind of coming up over the past couple years as one of the premier teams. They've kind of been in the shadows of, the Madisons or the Ontarios, but could this be the year the Colts step out there and do some damage? I think that'll be a great test for Mansfield Christian too here at Comstock Field.
Couple score updates. We've got 4-3 Ontario in the 71st minute over Norwalk, so things really tightening up there. 2 unanswered goals by the Truckers in the second half. And then a big shutout right now for Olentangy at Lexington, 9-0. That one getting late. So perhaps the Braves are the real deal this season. Perhaps Lexington has a lot of young players that still got a lot of growing up to do. Another look at this clean tackle. A lot of ball there for McFadden. So Mount Vernon down in the attacking third. Give it away off the throw-in. And offside is the call. Second one here in the second half.
And so Christian really just running circles around Mount Vernon trying to when they go for the ball. It's been a heck of a display. They're still trying to get some points on the board. This one will sail just to the right of the goal. So this will stay at 7-2.
It is nearly the first in the varsity career of Anna Tucker. Freshman getting some action here in the closing minutes. Mount Vernon now making some wholesale changes, including at the keeper position. So some JV kids getting some varsity minutes here to close things out. Always an awesome opportunity for these kids. Even if you're still going against the kids that you competed against in the JV match, it still goes down as varsity minutes. Just feels different. And certainly a lot of the studs still on the field for Mansfield Christian right now. And I got to say, that was about the best ball movement that we've seen from Mount Vernon all night as soon as these youngsters step into the mix. Maybe Coach can identify something here, and that's tipped. So here's a chance. What a goal. Fresh off the bench, welcome to the party. Cora Gunderson, the freshman.
I think Gunderson Bryan just earned herself some playing time.
The entire buildup was phenomenal. This a little bit more lucky than anything to get the deflection. She was clearly offsides, but since it hit the Flame player, set up right at her doorstep, and give credit where it's due, she was able to deliver. Cuts the deficit down to 7-3 now.
You at least got to like the attack from Mount Vernon. Not giving up here. Trying to get as many goals as they can. At least able to cash in on one to at least take some momentum out of this.
And if you're Coach Lonsinger, I mean, you just saw. I know that they just came in. They were fresh. But that attack on the buildup, I mean, they had 3 or 4 connecting passes. The varsity girls have not done that once. Not one time. So the JV kids come in and showing off a little bit. Awesome stuff. Who knows? Maybe they'll get some more PT moving forward. We've seen some teams. I was told up here in the press box that Ontario was subbing in like 7, 8 girls at a time against Mansfield Christian. We saw last year that was kind of Clear Fork's MO, 5, 6 girls at a time. Why not give some of these youngsters an opportunity? Mix it up.
They seem to be playing with a little bit more effort too, Brian. Flying to the ball a little bit more, playing a little bit better defense too, and just fighting for the ball instead of just giving up on it. But Abby Little making it look easy right there. Splitting defenders, slide tackling to get it out of there.
A little surprised that Abby's still in there, but shifting now to a defensive role. Just trying to protect this 7-3 advantage as we're now under 5 minutes to go. Flames about to knock off Mount Vernon for the 6th consecutive season. 2-1 last year, 4-3 in 2020, 2-1 in 19, 2-1 in 18, 4-0 in their first meeting. And this one going to be tied if the score stays the same as the most lopsided yet. But maybe the Flames can tack on one more. That one's drilled. But off the keeper, out of bounds. And we want to know from you, who is tonight's MVP? There's quite a few girls that I think make a reasonable case. Barry, of course, had the excellent first half. Little, a goal in the first, goal in the second. She's had some nice, clean setups. Bear, the 2 goals here in the second half. So type us in the comments section who is worthy of joining us for a post-match interview and game MVP status. We'll invite them up here to the box. You can tell fall's setting in now, G. It's 8:35 and it's starting to get dark now.
It's crisp, too. I'm getting kind of cold up here, to be honest.
Still sweating somehow, though?
Yeah, so still sweating. I think it might be the headset. But, yeah, I'm still pouring.
Another substitution for the Jackets. Look at that ball girl doing her job. Always respected a good hustler on the sideline, those youngsters.
They're the unsung heroes, Brian, of soccer, too, because they can be paying attention. You can't fall asleep there. Water boys in football kind of get away with kind of falling asleep sometimes. Coaches got to get after them, but here in soccer, they don't play around. Wow, what a goal.
That one sent home from downtown, so Mansfield Christian pouring it on Aaron Hope from way outside. Her first goal of the season. And it's all a landslide here with the Flames in total control. I mean, you can't put it in a much better spot than Aaron. Just landed that in the back. Beautiful placement.
Trying to get another one out of the Flames. The defense there from Mount Vernon kicking it out of there is foot still on the gas for the Lady Flames here, up 5.
Another throwing coming up here from Mansfield Christian on the far side. Like G said, still looking for more. No breaks here in this second half. All gas for the Flames. Little back playing stopper here, so they've definitely got a young nucleus up top. As that one's going to bounce its way in, too. Anna Tucker this time. Her first career varsity goal, and you saw it live and free. Kind of got that Oprah feel to it now, doesn't it, G? You get a goal, you get a goal, you get a goal.
Dominating performance here from Mansfield Christian, too. Mount Vernon coming out of that second half, Brian. Thought they might come back and get back into this game, but the Flames shut that down pretty quickly as their offense really exploded here in the second half, now up to 9.
Jackets getting roasted here tonight. It's been an inferno basically from the start. They showed some life in the early minutes of the second half, but that was it. About a 5-minute stretch where Mount Vernon looked like the better team. Other than that, Mansfield Christian has dominated, and the only thing yet to decide here is who's going to be our game MVP. Make sure you drop us a comment on our Facebook and our YouTube, and we will be back with our Park National Bank postgame with that interview. Big 9-3 win for Mansfield Christian. Their second straight victory, shaking off a tough week 1.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
What's up, America? Brian Skoronsky here, and if you want to see me and the gang chop it up with some unintelligent conversation, we've got the show for you. Check out the OH Report video podcast every Monday, exclusively right here on the OH Report.
We are back now with our Knox Community Hospital player of the game, Mara Berry, with a 2-pack of goals to get the party started here tonight. And big win for you guys, back-to-back W's for you. I want to start, though, with where the season began for you ladies, and what was that experience like on opening night? A tough loss, and what has it meant for you moving forward?
Yeah, Ontario was a really rough game for us, but honestly, bouncing back was, I don't know, it was something that our team is very good at, and we have that because of the Lord. He gives us the strength when we play, and that's who we play for.
You in particular, coming off of, you had a knee injury as an 8th grader, a knee injury as a freshman. Where are you at health-wise, and how much fun is it to be back in the mix?
It's amazing. The only person I can thank is the Lord and my therapist and my family. It's been a journey for sure, but yeah, it feels amazing to play again.
Yeah, you're a really exciting player to watch. You've got great speed, great foot skills out there. What do you feel like you bring to the equation for this team? What ultimately is your value, and what does the team need from you?
I think I offer a leadership position. Even though I'm a lower classman, I'm an encourager, and I definitely think that I allow to help the girls keep their heads up, and definitely I make the runs.
No question about it. A lot of girls were tonight. I was impressed with your communication and how well you were able to get into space. How good a feel do you feel like this unit has for each other when you're on the offensive end of just making sure that you're making the right play at the right time and getting into spots where you have opportunities for goals? Almost 25 shots tonight.
Yeah. What was the question?
Talk to me about just your communication and your guys' ability just to get into good spots to take shots.
Oh, okay. Honestly, I think the communication plays a big part, but honestly, just playing with them and just knowing our playing styles because we've been together for a while, I think that definitely plays a big part in it.
It was the first day of school at Mansfield Christian. Was it kind of tough to keep energy levels up and get focused on a soccer match tonight?
No, honestly, the thing that kept me going was the soccer match throughout the school day. So, yeah.
So you had something to look forward to at night when you get school out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, give me some thoughts about what the team has been talking about in terms of your expectations for the season. 12 wins a season ago. Every year since 2015, I think it's been a winning season, all double figures. What's the grand expectations for this unit?
I would definitely say composure, and our coach, Bear, she definitely emphasizes on us pretty soccer, moving the ball around, moving off the ball, not just booting it up and running. We like to put on a show and make it a good game to watch. So.
You did that for us tonight. We appreciate all the fireworks that we got. 9 goals for Mansfield Christian in a big win, your second straight. So big congratulations to you for being our MVP. And if you would like, go ahead, look into that camera, and anybody who might be out there watching in Flames country, give a shout out to someone who's helped get you to this point in your progress or that you just want to say hi to.
Noelle Bear, you've been amazing, and you've been with me through it all. So.
All right, Mara Berry, our MVP, brought to you by Knox Community Hospital. Thanks so much for the time.
Yep, thank you.
All right, we're going to wrap things up now with G-Man. We'll bring him in for some final stats. What a performance by Mara tonight and a lot of her teammates. Great interview, too. I love just how much she was giving credit to everybody else. So she wouldn't even talk about herself, really. So that's the sign of a true team player. And my guess is that anybody that we brought up in here from this team probably is going to be of the same style.
Yeah, you can tell this team they put the team first. It's not a player first. It's team first, and they were able to do so tonight. 23 shots. I mean, it's pretty remarkable, and I think it could have been even worse. I think if Hardy didn't play, her butt off back there for Mount Vernon, could have been a way worse score than it was. But Mara Berry, not only what a great play tonight, but what a story for her, with the injuries and then being able to come back and be such a great player that she is, and she'll develop as she continues to get older and gets into being that upperclassman role. But she mentioned that she thinks she values herself as a leader, and I think that's pretty remarkable to say. Just being a sophomore and still a year to grow, a couple years to grow. So, what a win here by Mansfield Christian, and I think they're going to have a pretty solid season, you could say.
Final stats presented by Park National Bank. and the possession so heavily favored in Mansfield Christian's favor, and all the shots, G-Man, just they dictated the action from start to finish. And you heard her talk a bit about bouncing back, and that she feels like this team has that type of mentality that they will be fine after a loss. That's the mark of a true winning culture, playing for a lot of pride. The anticipation, I think, for this team, even though she didn't necessarily say, is that I think that they're eyeballing double-figure wins again.
Yeah, I think you can tell that just from her moxie, talking in the interview. And I think for them, she said one of the biggest lessons that they're trying to preach this year with Michelle Bears, the head coach, is just composure and take one game at a time and win those regular season games. But I think they're ready to maybe have some revenge in the postseason play. I think they were the better team versus Riverdale in that tournament loss opener, but didn't show that on the scoreboard as Riverdale was able to upset them. But I think Mansfield Christian, they've had such a good program and they've been able to have these double-digit wins. It just seems they just can't get over that hump in postseason play to be able to make some impactful plays and make some damage. But I think they're going one game at a time, keep their composure, and see what they can do down the line.
Huge performance by the Flames here tonight. And other scores from around the area, we do have a final 4-3 Ontario able to take care of Norwalk. 9-0 the final score in that Olentangy match. And last we heard, Ashland was taking care of Madison 3-1. We'll have the final scores of those and some highlights on all of our platforms a little bit later this evening. Well, that's going to do it for our coverage here at Comstock Field. Want to thank, of course, each and every one of you out there for watching live and free tonight on the OH Report Facebook and YouTube. If you're not a fan and don't like us already, please hit the thumbs up button. Want to thank our amazing audio and video guy, Adam Thompson, for directing us here this evening, producing all the graphics, bringing up the replays, everything that makes us look sharp. All comes from behind the scenes. We couldn't do it without him. Garrett Parlett doing some double duty, running camera, and some color commentating tonight. All those guys and everybody at the OH Report. My name is Brian Skoronsky. Appreciate y'all for watching. We'll see you on a live stream near you coming up on Thursday. But for now, we out.